Hi, Glenda Mollet, and I'm back with part 2 because I inadvertently canceled that one. So I'm just going to put a comment on here. Sorry, interrupted, started a new one. Please join me there. Okay, so my apologies. I should never start fiddling with things. I hope everybody comes back. Wow. I had so many people joining me and now I have to start again. Oh well. I hope somebody shows up. Please come back. Okay, well, we're just going to carry on. Now I'm sad. Oh, silly, silly, silly. I don't know what happened. Anyways, here we are. So I start out with designer paper. And then I flip the package open. I flip the package over and then I go in and figure out what colors are in there. Now this says, what kind of pink does this say? Let's see. It doesn't have a pink in there. It has Rail Red and Grapefruit Grove. But I decided that this one is awfully close to Blushing Bride. Because I went through my colors to figure out Blushing Bride or Flirty Flamingo or Petal Pink. But I like Blushing Bride. And then I decided, wouldn't it be fun to use this side instead of that side? So that's what we're going to do. Okay, I'm just inviting people to come to my new one. There was had so many people. Okay. Hello, anyone going to join me? Sorry for the interruption. Okay. So to do this card, we're going to do a fun fold. And I've got an 5.5 by 8.5 sheet of cardstock. Oh, welcome. Oh, Maria, I'm glad you made it back. Oh, Val. Yay, yay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know. My finger touched the wrong button when I was trying to see the comments. Yeah, it wasn't a good thing. So we're going to do a fun fold. This is 5.5 by 8.5, and we're going to score it at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. And I'll just put that away. See, I didn't do a lot of prep beforehand. I just figured out whether my technique would work or not. Yes, I'm back, Valerie. Good morning, Jennifer. Thanks for joining. Okay, so this is called, I don't know, a Z fold card or something, I think. So you fold it one way first, and then you just fold this section back. So when you do that, just make sure that your sides line up. And use your bone folder to get a really nice, crisp fold in it. There. So there's the fun fold part of our card. Then I have a piece 5 1/4 by 4 that we're going to put on the inside. And then I have a piece of black that is 4 3/8 by 2 5/8, and that's going to go on here. And then this piece that we're going to do the stamping on is going to layer on top of that, and that's going to be the card. Oh, except for this part that's going to go down here. Sorry, I forgot. This part. That's going to go there, but we have to do some folding and cutting and whatever. Because I don't want this to be a solid piece, I want to do it in sections. So I have the base done. Now, I'm going to take the black. The black strip is 1 1/4 by 8 1/2. And I'm going to score it at 4 1/4, when I get the right side of the 4 1/4, and 6 3/8, Katrina says. So we'll see how that works. Is the, wait till I go, I don't want to touch my screen. Is the umbrella the same as Weather Together? No. Well, Under My Umbrella is new in this catalog. I didn't have Weather Together, so I can't answer that question, Valerie. But if you have Weather Together, I'm sure you could use that to make your card. I just have to get my paper trimmer, my little baby paper trimmer, because I've got a strip and I want to cut those in pieces to fit on the strip. So I'm going to get my ruler out. And this is 1 1/4. So by 2 1/8. So I need to go down to 1 7/8. So this one, first of all, let's figure out which way is up. That way is up. So I'm turning it over because it's the far end, I believe. Hang on, just got to check. Yep. Yep. Oh, good. Well, use that one. Now, what did I say? 2 1/8, so 1 7/8 piece. And I'll put this here, and that's going to go on there. And then the next piece measures 2 1/8, so it'll be the same size. Yep. So another 1 7/8 piece. And then the final piece is going to be, it's 4 1/4, so I want it 4 inches. So this should be around almost now. Yes, I want to take off that end. I just kind of want the designer paper to flow. You know, the pattern start at one end and keep going. So this, doing this creating on the fly is not me. I have to plan everything, and it takes me a while when I'm creating a card to figure things out. So that's why I took inspiration from online, and now I'm just going to change it up and make it my own. I do that quite a bit. Okay, which way does this go? That way. If I want to create, I'll just go onto Pinterest. I give myself about 4 scrolls down to find something that inspires me, and it'll either be a color challenge or a color or a layout or a fun fold or a stamp set or something. And then sometimes I just continue on and make it my own. Sometimes I decide I really like it and I just case it the way it is. Thanks, Sherry. Yeah, it was free for anybody who signed up during celebration, and existing demonstrators were able to purchase it before celebration started so we could show our potential recruitees what they were getting. Okay, so there's that. Now I want to fold it and make sure that it, get my bone folder, make sure that it's nice and tightly creased. So that one goes that way. This one goes back. There. Okay, so now we have the card. This piece is going to go on here like that. And then when we open it, it'll be like this. Is that cool? Okay, so the functioning part's done. Now, let me show you how I got this. Now, it's hard to see white on white, so I'm going to leave it on top of the black. I took a piece of cardstock that is about 2 3/4 or 2 1/2 or something by 4 1/4. And I want it to be 4 inches. Now, I did forget to get my big shot out, so hang on here. I'm sorry, you're hearing all this funking and crunking and things falling on the floor. Yeah, I had no idea when I got up this morning what we were going to do in Facebook Live. Okay, so see all the little teeny tiny pieces on here? That comes out of this die. I'm just going to get rid of them all because otherwise they're going to interfere. And when you have a well-used mat like this, don't use your fingers because the loose pieces of the Lexan can go up your fingernails and it's never a good thing. Okay, so I'm going to cut this with one end almost right at the top. It doesn't matter because I've got lots to work with. But when you're doing a flat surface like that, just tip the die a bit, make it a little bit diagonal because the machine has a better chance of cutting if you're not hitting a flat surface all at once. I'm not sure, Sherry, whether it will be available or not. I kind of have a feeling that probably not. It was an incentive to purchase the starter kit during celebration, so I don't think they'll be bringing it out for general sales. Okay, so I've cut the first one. Now we have to make sure we get all those little pieces of white out. Now you probably see it better, see them still stuck in those holes, because if we don't, the holes aren't going to cut properly. So make sure you do that. Now I'm only using one end right now, so I'm just going to make sure that I'm got one end clear. So I'm going to measure on here 4 inches because I want this to end up 4 inches long. So I'm just going to put a little, can you see this? See if I can. No, it's not in. So let me tip you just a bit. Oh Lord, don't stop on me now. I guess I could use my ruler. Yeah, I could do that when I find what I did with it. Oh look, I put it away. Okay, so I want it to be 4 inches long, so I'm just going to measure this and put a little tick mark where I'm going to be able to see it when I get the die on there. I think I did this one 4. Yep. So it's going to be a little bit longer because then you'll have the ripply stuff on the end. Now, just making sure that I have the side that I cleaned off. Put that back there. And I put paper down. And this time I don't like doing this, but this time I'm going to make it so that it's straight, because you'll see in a sec what I'm going to do. I've got a bow in here, so I'm just going to turn this over. I get some time for some new mats. Okay, so now I'm going to put the tick mark at the inside here, inside of the die, put the die down on the paper, and then move it around till it pops into the holes. So all of these little holes that are here have now popped into the holes that have already been cut. But I still don't want to go over top of the whole thing, just in case they're not seated in there properly. So I'm going to put it in my big shot like this, and I'm only going to have pressure on that edge. How about if I bring my big shot up and I can show you what I mean when I do that, because this is could be a little tricky to. Okay, so let me up. I'm going to lift you up a bit. Hang on. I gotta undo my little collywoggle thing there. There. Okay, now don't touch any buttons. All right, there's the big shot in frame now. So I'm putting my plate in the big shot. I've got this all lined up. Well, I did have it lined up, and then I moved it. Okay. This one's easy to do, too, because it's got the scallop on the edge, and it's easy to line the scallops up. So I'm just putting my plate through the big shot, and the only contact that it's going to have to the die is right here. And just go slowly and let it cut. And then when you take it out, put it on the black so you can see. Look at that. This is the end it cut. You can't even tell that I put it in there twice. Okay, now I'm bringing you back down again. So, what do you think? Cool tip, eh? All right, get rid of all these little circles that are hanging around being annoying. So there's a couple that I have to punch out here and here and there. So, but now it's ready. But I need to find my eraser because the pencil mark is still there, and I'm going to get rid of that pencil mark. There we are. Okay, pencil mark done. Now we can start and do some stamping. I want to stamp the boots kind of here. And then I've got this stamp, the big flower stamp, and I want to stamp it so that it's on top of the boots, but inside the boots. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to stamp this on a Post-it note. You know, my memento. Let me put some of these tools away that I don't need anymore. Okay, memento ink. Oh, not that. I want to ink this. I'm inking up the boots. Stamp them right at the very top. Like that. Now, you can spend time fussy cutting out your boots if you want, but I won't right now because all I need is the top. So I'm just going to quickly cut the top of the boot. Like that. Now because I stamped it right at the top, it's got some of that Post-it note sticky on there. So, scissors out of the way before I stab myself. Ink my boots up. Those boots need pink flowers on them, just saying. I'm going to color them. See? I have colors. They're not going to be black flowers. The outline's going to be black. Okay, stamp the boots. Sorry. Take a drink. Okay, stamp the boots. Take the mask, and I'm going to move it down just a really small, hairy bit. Because when I stamp the flowers, I want the flowers to come right to the top of the boot. And if I had my mask right up even, then there's a height difference and you don't get inkage right to the edge, which isn't really a problem with this one because you can go in with your black marker afterwards and make it so that it fits. But if you put your mask just down under the line there, when I do my flowers on top, like that, and then take off the mask. You see how they sit right there on top of the boots? Isn't that cool? I love it! Okay, so I've chosen Calypso Coral and Pineapple Punch. And then I'm going to put some white dots on the boot. This is an umbrella that I did when I was trying to figure out how to make polka dots on it. So can you see the polka dots on there? We're going to do that, but I think I'm going to do my boots in Calypso Coral and the flowers in yellow. So I'm going to start with my light Calypso Coral. And just get a base coat of light down. I was watching a video yesterday on coloring, and she started with the dark and then went to light and made it look so easy that I thought, well, I'll try that today. But then I started out with the light, and yeah, apparently that's not going to happen. Okay, I've got a coat on, but I want more ink because that's not enough to activate the dark when the dark goes on. So I'm just putting another layer of light on top of that, especially where the dark is going to go. Now get the dark, and I'm going to put just a bit underneath the top here. And then there'll be a shadow where these two come together, like that. I'll go back in with the light one and blend it. And just go over it again, blend it some more. And I'm going in a circular motion because that gets a lot of ink in a small space. And then I'm just going to do a little bit more of the light. Now you can go back if you want some really highlighted areas. If you've got too much dark on there, you can go in with the color lifter and make it white. Now I want this to be wrong end. No, not wrong end. Wrong end for me. I like the bullet end, not the brush end. And I'm not going to try and make these colors all blendy, or these flowers blendy, because it won't work. But I am going to go in with the dark and do the dark Calypso Coral and do the flower centers. Now, didn't get my Granny Apple Green. No, I think I'll use the light Granny Apple Green, not the dark. So I have light Granny Apple Green. I'm just doing the leaves. Now you could blend these leaves too. But seeing as we're creating on the fly, it's going to take long enough already. No, there's no blue. Okay, so there's the boots done. I'm just looking at the soles. We need light basic black. And I'm going to do the sole. Like that. And then go in with the dark Calypso Coral and do the top. There we go. All right, now need a piece. Going to stamp the umbrella. And I'm leaving enough room that I can stamp another one if I decide that I don't like where this is going. So I have a yellow one, which is the same color as the yellow on the flowers, and it would be all right. But I want to do a Calypso Coral one. So I'm using dark Calypso Coral because the polka dots don't show up as much. Hey, let's do the dark and then put the light on top and see how that works. This is one of those playing days where I don't know where the card is going. I'm going to go in with the light and just see how this will work. Because I can always cover it up with the dark if I really don't like it. I have never had good luck doing dark first and then adding light. It doesn't work for me. Maybe I'm just not letting it sit long enough, or I'm being too picky or something. I don't know. Yeah, see, I don't like that. Nope. Okay. Back over top with the dark. Quick, 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 quick. Squeaky, squeaky. If you use the other side, it doesn't squeak like that. The brush end. Okay, so first layer's on. I'm just going to go back over it again and give it another layer so that it gets nice and dark. And when we go to put it together, we'll see if this one or the Pineapple Punch one looks better. Okay, so there we are. We've got lots of nice deep color. Yes, Sherry, you can use the ink pad with blender pens. You could use the blender pen with your pencil crayons. You could use an aqua painter if you were really quick and didn't do a lot of trying to blend and stuff. There's lots of... You can also use your Stampin' Write markers if you don't have blends. So now I'm just going in with the white chalk marker and putting some polka dots. There we are. And we'll just let that dry and we'll punch it out and see what it looks like. So it's sentiment now. We gotta put sentiment on this baby. Oh, and we have to punch out. We have to punch out a handle. And I didn't know what color I wanted the handle. So I also brought a piece of Blushing Bride so we could decide what color we want the handle. Can also do the umbrella in Blushing Bride or the light Calypso Coral or something. Anyways, we have our choices. Choices are good. Now, where's my sentiment? I chose no matter the weather, we're friends forever. So I need a piece of Whisper White. I need a piece of Whisper White. And we'll stamp that in black. Like that. There we are. Uh-oh, my hole's not put. Oh, you're right. Thanks for picking up on details. There we go. It's gone. Okay, so we have, where did my inside piece? There it is. The inside piece, which I haven't stamped yet. That's going to go in here. And then this piece goes on here like this. And then this piece going to go on here like that. And then, I know it's the wrong color, but that one's going to go there. And then we're going to do the sentiment so that it kind of sticks off that way. What do you think? Let's punch this umbrella out now that the dots are dry. And we'll see which one we like better. All right, there's our Calypso coral. Okay, so tell me, which one do you like better? Do you like the Calypso coral umbrella? Or do you like the Pineapple Punch umbrella? So vote. Let me know. Everybody, tell me what you think. Well, I cut the sentiment. I'm going to cut it down a bit. And then I'm going to cut it sideways a bit. Apparently this guard thing comes off. Oh look, it comes off. Somehow. I don't want to break it. But I did read it came off. But I need to cut this down a little bit narrower. No matter whether we're friends together. So you guys voting? Coral, coral. Either is good. Coral. Oh, apparently I have majority rules. Majority of people like the coral. Not quite narrow enough. I like my sentiments narrow. So now, what do you think for the handle? Are we going to go with black? Or should I find a piece of Calypso coral as well? Because we can punch one out in Calypso coral. So we'll do the Calypso coral umbrella. I don't want to cut this crooked. Pull it out just a tad. Okay, that'll do. I'm not fussing anymore. Of course, I can't get it out of the cutter now. Okay, Calypso coral. Come here. And then we'll put the umbrella handle kind of sort of like that. Black, 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 black. Well, let me get a piece of Calypso and we'll just see. I'm thinking black too, but it might be too in your face. So I'm just going to punch out a Calypso coral one so we can see the difference. Okay, that out. Put that in. There's the Calypso coral one. Lost my sentiment, and then the sentiment's going to hang out. It's going to be narrower though. Still black? Yep, still black. Okay. Still black. Wow. Let's get some stamping done. Flowers along this edge. I think that would be cute if we had flowers stamped along here. So let's get the, but we'll stamp them in Blushing Bride. So just going to find my cleaner. My little chamois, because there was black on there. And we'll stamp a row of flowers right down. There we go. Okay, so this has to go on before we put this part on. So let's do a dry run. There it is. There it is. The black, the white, the black handle, the Calypso Coral umbrella, and the sentiment. There. Anything you think I should change? Still black. Okay, we're going with that then. Step 1 is to put this piece on the inside, because if we don't get that on the inside, we can't put the leg on. Get my tear and tape out. Did you know that today is Autism Awareness Day? So I'm supposed to be wearing blue, but I'm not. But I have my Autism Awareness pin. So that is on my shirt instead of my shirt being blue. Thanks, Sherry. All right, put this on the inside. Come on, rabbit ears. Cooperate. And I'll just center that there, I hope. So this creating on the fly thing wasn't too bad. I'm not too stressed. Okay, so let's put this on next. So I'm just going to lay it where I want, and this fold here butts up against that fold there. And I want it right about there. Then I'm going to hold on to it like this and open it up and put a pencil mark right there. That means I can't have my adhesive past that line, and then I want adhesive on this side as well. So tear and tape out again. On one side, ooh, almost too far. And some on the other side. And I want to put a piece right up against there so that it ends up attaching well. Come on. Up. Oh, starting to get lighter out there, Val. We might end up with sunshine too. So is anybody going to join me on Zoom at 1 o'clock this afternoon Pacific time for the Star Easel card? It's free. The only thing you need to bring is your favorite bevy, and you can join me making a Star Easel card. I've posted the the recipe in the event, so you can prep and make it along with us if you want, or you can just watch. And I'm hoping I'm going to remember to record it so I can go back and upload it. I lost my tail. No, my rabbit ears. There it is. Did you know I have a YouTube channel? And that's where I upload... Uh-oh, I lost my black. I upload all my... There it is. I upload all my videos to my YouTube channel too, so that they're easier to find. Okay, now I'm going to do a little bit more. Bone folding here just to make things a little bit crisper. There. All right. Now, hey, do you think we need some raindrops? There's this cute little stamp here that's raindrops. Let's put this back together and we'll have a look. That goes like that. This is going to go on here like this. You think maybe some raindrops at the top? I'm sending my clouds your way. Okay, tell me, do I need raindrops? I don't want to. I don't think so, eh? I think we'll just leave it. Oh, Maria says sure. What color do our raindrops need to be? I would do blue. Maybe a stamped off blue. Or gray. Gray would work too. Smoky slate. And if I stamp it off, then they won't be too dark. There we are. Just a little something. Don't lose that stamp. Okay. Well, that looks all right. And then afterwards, if I put the shimmery crystal effects on it, it'll even look like water. See how my brain works sometimes? I do one thing and it just leads to maybe something else working too. Pacific blue. Winky, yes, I could do Winky too. I could do Winky. Could do the what's it called? Fine tip glue pen too. That makes really nice shiny things like patent leather shoes and windows in cars, light bulbs, headlights in cars. Many, many, many things we could do. Sometimes it's tough to decide what we want to use. Okay, so this one's going to go on here like this, centered. So I need to do exactly the same thing as I did before. Just flip it over and do a pencil mark, because I don't want the adhesive to go past that pencil mark. So I want adhesive to be on this side, because that's going to go that way. Okay, got it. Now you don't have to go right up against it, just don't go past it. Put a little bit more down here on this end. Right. shortchanged it a bit. Oh yeah, now I'm over too far. Oh well. We shall fix that. So if you get too much, just fold it back. Then you're not wasting any and you're not gooing your scissors up when you cut it off. There we go. Card. Keep it up until I decide where I want it. So I kind of want that amount of white to be almost the same as that amount of designer paper. And then I'll go right to the edge of those flowers. Whoops, it's crooked. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Don't. No. No, 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 no. Oh, Sugar Shack. I knew that was going to happen. Because I took those liners off. Never should have took the liners off. Uh-oh. Get my undo out. Got to do some snipping underneath here because it's starting to tear the paper. I don't want it to tear the paper. Man, this stuff is a lifesaver sometimes. See how it just comes up? Just like that. But now we have to dry it. Otherwise the adhesive won't stick. Quick dry job. Okay, let's cut this little boo-boo off. Add another strip of tearing tape down there. Hopefully it'll stick. See, it's coming up. It's still wet. This is going back on here. Okay. It's going to have to do. Okay, right up against the edge, up a little bit. There we are. Oh, saved. Windy and rainy. Yeah, windy and rainy. Okay, so I can put a little, I should have put a little bit of adhesive in there too, just to help it sit down. So I'm just going to do that. And then it'll stay on that that leg. Yeah, if I ever get the liner off, it'll stay on the leg. And it's too long, so that's going to fold it back. And look at that. There's a chunk of liner in there too. Oh, that took the whole, oh my good Lord. Are we having a good time today? I was. This is why I don't do stuff on the fly. But every once in a while we have to get out of our comfort zone, right? There we go. Fixed. Okay. I need to put this on now. It didn't punch smooth, it punched a little hairy, so I'm just going to cut the little hairy. And that was because I didn't do a crisp punch. When you're doing this, close your punch. Don't close your punch slowly. You want to do a nice crisp close so that, like a psh, instead of a psh, that helps the paper to punch cleanly. Okay, so I'm just putting some little dots of Tombow on here. Hopefully I'm not Tombow challenged like I was last time I did this. And we'll just let that dry for a sec. And this is going to have dimensionals. Come on, where are you, babies? There we are. And I didn't want to put one there because you have to leave room to put it over top of the handle. And the handle's going to slide in there afterwards. So that's going to go there like that. And then this is going to go here. And I need to, number one, make sure it doesn't hang out past the edge of the card. And there. So now I need to put a mark on there of how far the adhesive, you know, I could do it this way. My pencil. I don't want the adhesive to go past there. Oops. See, the umbrella stuck to me. Get off. A couple of pieces of tear and tape on there. Okay, we're ready. Step one, put the umbrella on. Right there. If that's not where I wanted, it's too bad. Take my handle. We're going to slide it up there. It's where we want it. There's good. And then this is going to go on here. Now, I didn't pop this up. I think it's okay flat. Oh, my screen's gone on my computer now. I can't see anybody comments. Gotta remember, don't let me forget to do those raindrops. I'm gonna do something to those raindrops to make them rainy. Should we put polka dots on the boots too, to match the umbrella? Oops, this way around. And I'm kind of keeping an eye on this side because I don't want it to go out past that. There we are. Now, what do you think? Dusting the edge of the sentiment in powder pink. You mean sponging? I can sponge. Except now it's down. But that's okay. We can take it off again. All right, blushing dried. You just want me to sponge because you know how much that's out of my comfort zone. But this whole day it's out of my comfort zone. Okay. You mean sponge like this, sponge. That better? There you go. Okay, now do you think we need a shadow down here? It's got to, see it goes out past the edge of the boots and gives it kind of a shadow, but we could use some light smoky slate blends and put a quick shadow underneath there. Yeah, well, that's a good idea, Maria. Thanks. Okay. Do we need polka dots on the boots? Shall I do, needs a puddle. One puddle coming up. Light smoky slate. Let's have a look and see what needs a puddle. just like that. Need the puddle. Do the boots need polka dots? There we go. One puddle. Polka dots, yes. Okay. Let's polka dot. I am not random enough to do polka dots. See how they're all in line with each other? Polka dots. Okay, winky on the flowers. There it goes. Little wink-a-doodle on the flowers. And let's see what I got. Got these epoxy droplet things. Haven't used those in a long time. Should we put some epoxy droplets on? I don't like the frosted ones. These ones aren't bad, the little ones. Well, let's give it a try. See, we could put one here. And we could put one here. I'll put the other one. One there. Oh, CD dots rock. Yeah, that's the story of my life. This one is in the wrong spot. Move it over a bit. Like, oh, you're not supposed to be sticking yet. Well, what do you think about the epoxy droplets? Is that what they're called? Frosted and clear epoxy droplets. Put those there like that. Now, only thing left is to do the raindrops, and I'm going to get out my, as soon as I can get it out of my container. This is the Shimmery Crystal Effects. Now, I'm going to have to let this sit for a long time because it takes a while for this stuff to dry. Need to start at the big end to work to the little end. There we go. Not bad. This is finicky, time consuming, but that's okay. Oh, look at that. Look at that card. Love the puddle. Love the puddle. There you go. So when you open it up, there's lots of room to write. And if you look close, there's little pink flamingos. What a cute card. I love it. I love it. Thanks for helping me create my card today, everybody. It was a fun thing. Now, while it's sitting here drying, I just want to show you this punch. This is the braided border punch, and it's in a bundle with the Timeless, nope, or it's part of the Timeless tropical bundle, I believe. So let me find it in my index, under tools, under braided, on page 29. Okay, so it's part of the beautifully braided bundle. So this is the stamp set that goes with it. And I really like the sentiments, but I haven't gotten that yet. There was too many other things I needed. But there's the punch. And it has a stamp that you can stamp on it afterwards if you want. But I wanted to show you a little trick that I've discovered about the punch, because sometimes it can be hard to line up. So you need to make sure you leave an edge on both sides of it. You can make this thing as long as you want, but if you leave an edge on both sides, so I'm lining this up so that it's just, see this, I think this is where the cut, either that or that is the cutting. So I'm going to line this up, and I'm pushing it all the way in against the guard so that I have some non-punched part here, because that just helps line it up. And then on this side, you can see where it's silver and gray. Well, you cover all the gray up and have just the silver shining through. But this one, I don't know about the other punches, but this punch that I received, you can't, usually you cover up, push it down and cover up all of that gray and just have the silver shining. But this punch of mine didn't work that way. So this, by having the leg on one side and the leg on the other side, allows the punch to line itself up properly. And see, you get a good punched image. But if I do it this way, so I've started it, and I'm going to move it along and put it down. Now I've got all of the gray covered there and just the silver showing. See, it doesn't line it up properly. You get that little offset. So if you get this punch, or you want to get this punch, I love it. It's a lovely punch. Just make sure that however long you have your punched image, you keep a little bit of it up at this end as you're pushing it through to guide it how far away it needs to be from the edge, the guide edge, when you push it in, and you won't have any problems with it. I was prepping some kits for my club this morning, and I had to prep 12 of them, I think I prepped. And because I did this, all of them turned out. Okay. So, holy macaroni, an hour and 15 minutes. I think it's time you guys had enough of me. I've got my star card this afternoon. If you want to join me, just go to my Facebook group where you are now, click on events, and then click on star easel card, and the link is in there. Or you can email me and I'll send you the link. I'm going to do it on Zoom. I'm not doing Facebook Live. I'm doing Zoom so that I can see people, and because we're going to be creating the card together and I want to see how they're doing. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks. Nah, never too much time. Oh, you're so kind, Val. Sometimes I think I get enough time of myself. Thanks for joining me. I'm glad that you found me eventually, and thanks so much for taking time out of your day to share a few minutes with me. Stampin' Smiles. Have lots of sunshine in your day. Bye for now.